Mittens was a cat, but Mittens thought she was a dog. She wagged her tail. She barked. Well, she tried. Mittens loved belly rubs, and she loved going for walkies. Mittens lived with a nice lady named Sarah. Sarah loved Mittens very much. She thought Mittens was very special. Every morning, Mittens woke Sarah up early. She wanted to go for a walk. Sarah would clip on Mittens' leash. Mittens would meow excitedly. Mittens loved sniffing fire hydrants. She chased squirrels, but never caught them. After their walk, Mittens liked belly rubs. Sarah would rub Mittens' belly. Mittens would purr and purr. One sunny afternoon, Sarah decided to play with her beloved cat, Mittens. She picked up a bright, colorful ball and threw it across the living room, hoping Mittens would chase after it. Mittens watched it go, her eyes following the ball as it rolled away. But instead of running after the ball, Mittens turned her head and looked at Sarah, her expression filled with confusion. It was as if she was asking, "What are you doing, human?" Sarah couldn't help but giggle at Mittens' puzzled look. The cat's eyes seemed to say, "Why are you throwing that? Do you really expect me to fetch it?" Sarah found the whole situation amusing and laughed heartily. Mittens was a silly and quirky cat. Unlike dogs, she had her own unique preferences when it came to playtime. She much preferred chasing after a piece of string that Sarah would dangle in front of her, or pouncing on the elusive red dot from a laser pointer. Mittens loved batting at things with her paws, whether it was a toy mouse, a feather, or even Sarah's fingers. She would swat at them with such enthusiasm, her little paws moving rapidly. Fetching, however, was not her thing. No matter how many times Sarah threw the ball, Mittens would just sit there watching it roll away and then look back at Sarah as if to say, "You go get it." Sarah shook her head, smiling at her cat's antics, knowing that Mittens would always be her playful, independent self. One sunny afternoon, Sarah decided to take her beloved cat, Mittens, to the park. It was a beautiful day, perfect for some outdoor fun. As they arrived, Sarah noticed that the park was bustling with activity. There were many dogs of all shapes and sizes running around and playing with their owners. Big dogs with their majestic strides and small dogs with their playful bounces. Mittens, who had never seen so many dogs in one place, was absolutely thrilled. With her tail wagging furiously, Mittens ran up to the nearest group of dogs, eager to join in the fun. She had always been curious about dogs, and now was her chance to meet them up close. However, the dogs seemed a bit puzzled by Mittens. They had never seen a cat so eager to play with them. They looked at her with curious expressions, trying to figure out what she was. Mittens, undeterred by their confusion, let out a playful bark. To her surprise, the dogs barked back. It was as if they were trying to communicate with her in their own way. But soon, Mittens realized that she didn't quite understand their language. She felt a bit overwhelmed and wasn't sure what to do next. The excitement was starting to turn into uncertainty. Sensing her hesitation, Sarah called out to Mittens. Mittens quickly ran back to her, seeking comfort. Sarah picked her up, giving her a reassuring hug. She knew that Mittens had tried her best to make new friends. "It's okay, Mittens," Sarah said softly, her voice filled with warmth and affection. "You're a special girl." Mittens purred contentedly, her eyes half closed in bliss. In that moment, Sarah realized something important. It didn't matter if Mittens was a cat or a dog, or any other animal for that matter. What truly mattered was the bond they shared, a bond that transcended species. Mittens was more than just a pet. She was Sarah's best friend, her confidant, and her constant companion. They had shared countless moments of joy, laughter, and even a few tears. And that was all that mattered. The love and companionship they provided each other was irreplaceable. Sarah knew that no matter what, Mittens would always be there for her. From that day on, Mittens embraced being a cat. Well, mostly. She still had her quirks, like wagging her tail when she was happy, a trait more common in dogs. Sarah found this endearing and would often laugh at Mittens' unique behavior. It was just one of the many things that made Mittens so special, and she still loved belly rubs. Sarah would often spend time giving Mittens gentle belly rubs, watching her purr with delight. After all, she was a special girl, a cat who had found her way into Sarah's heart and made a home there. Their bond was unbreakable, and their love unconditional.